The tournament should have ended with bruises, rivalries, and exhausted laughter. Instead, it ends with Kuririn dead on the floor. Goku freezes for only a second, but that second says everything. His closest friend is gone, and the thing responsible is already escaping with a Dragon Ball. Bulma has the radar, and everyone around her understands the danger before Goku does. He is tired. He is wounded. He has no idea what kind of monster he is chasing. But grief does not ask for permission. Goku calls for Kinton and shoots into the sky. Then the others find a scrap of paper, a symbol, a warning, a mark connected to old demon sorcery. The name attached to it is almost too terrible to believe. Great Demon King Piccolo. Long ago, this being smothered the world in terror until Lord Mutaito used the forbidden Mafuba to seal him away. That victory was not clean. It cost Mutaito his life, and the prison was buried where no one should have found it. But someone did. And now Goku is racing toward the servant of a legend that was never supposed to return. While Goku follows the radar, Piccolo waits above the world, like a king who has already chosen his throne. Pilaf and his minions believe they have awakened a weapon they can profit from, but Piccolo is not anyone's servant. He has no loyalty to the people who freed him. His mind is fixed on one prize, the Dragon Balls. Not for money, not for land, for youth. Age has weakened him, and he knows it. If he can reclaim his younger body, the world will not be negotiating with a relic. It will be kneeling before a restored Demon King. The stolen tournament roster makes the plan even worse. Every strong martial artist is now mapped out for execution. Kuririn was not the end. He was the beginning. Piccolo orders his forces to hunt the fighters before they can gather, train, or resist. The roster becomes a death list. To accelerate the search for the Dragon Balls, Piccolo creates Symbol, a dragon-shaped warrior born from his own pain and power. The birth weakens him, but he accepts the cost because the reward is domination. Every egg he creates, every monster he sends, every name crossed off the roster brings him closer to the one wish that could make him unstoppable. Goku finally catches the winged monster carrying Kuririn's Dragon Ball. For him, this is not just a chase anymore. It is judgment. He demands the stolen ball. He demands justice for Kuririn. But the demon treats that pain like entertainment. It laughs at the idea that a tired boy could avenge anyone. The fight explodes in the air. Goku attacks from Kintoon, but every movement costs him. His body has not recovered from the tournament, and the demon notices. It toys with him, forcing him to dodge, strike, and gasp for breath, while keeping the stolen treasure just out of reach. The monster's cruelty is not random. It enjoys killing. It wants Goku to understand that anyone who stands against Piccolo will not simply be defeated, they will be made an example. Goku keeps swinging anyway, but the battle rhythm slowly turns against him. The demon's wings give it freedom. Its energy attacks turn distance into danger. And Goku, fighting on grief instead of strength, begins to slip. By the time he calls desperately for support in the sky, the truth is clear. Goku found the murderer, but he may have arrived too weak to survive him. Back with the others, grief turns into argument. Bulma regrets giving Goku the radar, because now he's missing too. Some want to bury Kuririn and escape before more names are added to the dead. Others cannot accept retreat. Then Tenshinhan brings up the only technique with a proven history against Piccolo, Mafuba. The idea should bring hope, but it almost makes the room colder. Mafuba is not a normal attack. It is an ancient seal, a technique that once trapped the Demon King inside a vessel. But knowledge like that does not survive easily. Lord Mutaito died using it, and the path to repeating it seems nearly lost. At the same time, Piccolo's followers display the stolen Dragon Ball and roster like trophies. Every marked face becomes a promise of murder. Goku and Kuririn are mocked as if they have already been erased, and Piccolo commands the hunt to continue. The allies start considering impossible choices. Gather the Dragon Balls first, wish Piccolo away, revive Kuririn later, wait a year after the Dragon Balls turn to stone. Every option has a cost. And with Piccolo's assassins moving, time becomes the cruelest enemy of all. Goku wakes alone in the wilderness, battered and starving. For a moment, the world feels smaller than the war around him. There is pain, a destroyed cloud, a missing Dragon Ball, and an empty stomach. Then he finds roasted fish, And for Goku, food is not just comfort. It is fuel. Bite by bite, his strength returns. But the relief lasts only until he realizes someone else has eaten what he thought was his. The dragon radar points nearby, and Goku finds a large, strange warrior named Yajirobe, carrying a Dragon Ball and acting as if the whole situation is an inconvenience. Goku assumes the worst. Maybe this man is connected to the monster. Maybe he has Kuririn's ball. Maybe he is another enemy. Their misunderstanding turns into a fight, and Yajirobe immediately proves he is not just some loudmouth. He is heavy, quick, stubborn, and far stronger than he looks. Goku realizes the Dragon Ball on him is not the stolen 4-star ball. But by then, the tension has already attracted a new threat. A huge green dragon appears and demands answers. Suddenly, Goku and Yajirobe are not rivals over food or treasure. They are two fighters trapped under the stare of something that wants the Dragon Ball badly enough to kill them both. Yajirobe handles danger in the strangest possible way. He argues, jokes, cheats at childish games, and acts offended that anyone would expect him to be heroic. But when the dragon pushes him too far, the mask slips. Yajirobe moves with startling speed, takes hits that should drop him, and answers with his sword. Goku watches with growing surprise. This man may be selfish. He may be rude. He may care more about food than destiny. But he is powerful. Powerful enough to wound a monster connected to Piccolo's forces. Far away, Piccolo feels the disruption. Symbol, the dragon warrior he created to collect the Dragon Balls, is dead. This is not just a battlefield loss. Symbol was born from Piccolo's own power, and his destruction tells the Demon King something dangerous. Resistance still exists in this era. Someone out there is strong enough to kill his children. Piccolo's anger sharpens. He calls on Tambourine, a more dangerous enforcer, to deal with the unexpected threat. Tambourine's confrontation with Giran proves why Piccolo relies on him. Even a proud, hardened fighter can be caught by Tambourine's strange energy-binding technique. The message is clear. Piccolo has lost one piece, but his board is far from empty. While Goku and Yajirobe bicker beside campfires and Dragon Balls, Piccolo's purge continues with terrifying efficiency. Another target falls. The assassin studies the roster and prepares for the next name. This is not random violence anymore. It is organized extermination. Then the next target becomes Yamcha. That single name changes the tension. Piccolo's war is no longer a distant crisis unfolding around unnamed fighters. It is reaching into Goku's circle, one friend at a time. The enemy can fly, track, communicate, and strike before anyone is ready. Piccolo's command stretches across distance like a dark nervous system. Goku explains Kuririn's death and the Dragon Balls to Yajirobe. But Yajirobe does not immediately transform into a noble ally. He is skeptical. He does not want to die for strangers. He does not even pretend to enjoy danger unless food is involved. Yet beneath the grumbling, respect begins to form. Goku is honest in a way Yajirobe understands. He is not chasing glory, he is chasing the monster that killed his friend. And as Piccolo's assassin moves toward the next victim, Goku's resolve hardens. He may have been beaten once, but the fight is not over. When Goku faces the flying green warrior again, the air feels different. The demon still mocks him, still treats him like a child, still believes that killing Kuririn and destroying Kintoon makes him untouchable. But Goku is not moving like a victim now. He launches forward with blinding speed. One hit becomes two, two becomes a flurry. The demon, built for power and flight, suddenly cannot read the angles. Goku appears above, below, behind, and in front, before the enemy can properly defend. Every strike carries grief. Every movement says that Kuririn's death will not be reduced to a joke. Yajirobe watches from the side, half impressed and half annoyed that the fight keeps interfering with practical matters like food and survival. But even he can see it. Goku is pushing the demon back. For the first time, Piccolo's forces look shaken. The flying warrior cannot understand how a human can land so many hits. From afar, Bulma and the others stare in disbelief. The boy they feared was dead is now the one making demons retreat. But winning exchanges is not the same as winning the war. The more Goku proves himself, the more attention he draws from Piccolo himself. The demon warrior's pride finally cracks, and what comes after is not another exchange of skill. It is punishment. He attacks with overwhelming force, slamming Goku into the ground and mocking the fact that he is still breathing. Goku tries to rise. His body refuses. He forces it anyway. This is where Goku's greatest strength shows itself, but it is also where his limits become painful. He can endure more than almost anyone. He can think under pressure. He can even try deception, pretending to invoke the feared Mafuba to make the demon hesitate. But a bluff is only useful if the enemy believes it. The demon laughs and powers up. Energy gathers around him like a storm pulled into one point. Goku tries to evade the blast, but the attack catches him and throws him back with devastating force. Then comes the final blow. Goku drops unconscious, his fight drained from him. Piccolo watches and celebrates. To him, this is proof. Humans have a ceiling, and Goku has just hit it. With cruel satisfaction, Piccolo prepares to continue the hunt for the Dragon Balls, convinced the boy who killed his warriors is finished. For the first time, the question is not how Goku will win. It is whether he is even alive. Yajirobe finds Goku lying still, and for a rare moment, his loud confidence fades. He thinks Goku is dead. He complains because that is how he handles discomfort, but beneath the grumbling is regret. He did not jump into the fight. He did not risk himself against Piccolo's monster. And now the boy who did is not moving. Then, Goku shows a sign of life. Yajirobe reacts with shock, then action. He splashes water on him, drags him toward a stream, and helps him drink. It is not elegant. It is not heroic in the grand speech kind of way. But it matters. Goku comes back from the edge because a selfish loner decides not to abandon him. Goku admits how powerless he felt against Piccolo's force. He cannot simply rush back into battle. He needs recovery, and Yajirobe knows of a place tied to healing and strength. Karen Pole. Getting there will not be easy, especially with Goku injured, but Yajirobe agrees after the conversation takes the shape he understands best. Food, effort, and reluctant obligation. Elsewhere, the Dragon Balls are still moving. Piccolo is growing closer. Goku has survived, but the world cannot wait for him to recover. As Goku begins the road toward recovery, Tenshinhan and the others face the immediate disaster. The radar shows the Dragon Balls converging. Pilaf's ship tracks the same signals. Piccolo is on his way, and worse, he already has 2 of the balls in his possession. The heroes choose strategy over pride. They bury their Dragon Balls, set positions, and prepare distractions. Tenshinhan knows a direct fight is almost impossible, but he also knows surrender means giving Piccolo exactly what he wants. Then Piccolo reveals the full cruelty of his precaution. He has swallowed 2 Dragon Balls, keeping them inside himself, where no thief can reach them unless they defeat him first. The remaining 5 are buried nearby. The battlefield becomes a locked chest, and Piccolo is both the key and the monster guarding it. Krillin wants to fight. Kami stops him. Not with persuasion, but with force. He refuses to let another young fighter rush towards certain death. Then he admits a painful truth. Some hopes were exaggerated. Some promises of immortality were never real. And what remains is training, courage, and the willingness to sacrifice at the right moment. Kami steps forward because he understands the cost. If Piccolo is to be stopped now, it will not be by strength alone. It will be by an ancient technique that almost no one can survive using. Kami and Piccolo face each other across the battlefield. And for the first time, this does not feel like a simple battle of power. It feels like history returning to finish an unfinished sentence. Piccolo mocks him at first, because mockery is how he keeps the world beneath him. But Kami knows something Piccolo cannot ignore. He knows the legacy of Lord Mutaito. Kami reveals that the technique which once sealed Piccolo away has not vanished completely. The Mafuba still exists. The vessel is prepared. The energy is ready. The risk is enormous. But Kami has already accepted that his body may not survive what his duty demands. Then the seal begins. The air twists. Energy coils around Piccolo like a living storm. The Demon King's confidence breaks into panic. He remembers this feeling. He remembers being dragged from the world into confinement. The force pulls at him, and the battlefield becomes a vortex of ancient magic and desperate will. For one breathtaking moment, every plan, every death, every stolen Dragon Ball hangs on whether Kami can aim the seal perfectly. Piccolo's power may be monstrous, but Mafuba does not care about pride. The Mafuba almost works. That is what makes the failure so devastating. Piccolo is pulled toward the seal, fighting against a force that once erased him from the world. Kami pours everything into the technique. His body trembles, his strength drains, the vessel waits. But the angle is wrong, the capture slips, Piccolo escapes. The backlash breaks Kami's body down, and he collapses under the cost of the failed sealing. His enemies believe that means hope has died with him. But even from the edge of defeat, Kami refuses to surrender the future. He says, in essence, that someone will come, someone will rise beyond this moment. Piccolo will not reign forever. Piccolo answers with laughter. Then he reveals the nightmare everyone was trying to prevent. All 7 Dragon Balls are now his. Their power gathers around him, and the restoration he craved becomes reality. The old Demon King is old no longer. Youth returns, strength returns. The presence that once haunted legends becomes immediate, alive, and far more dangerous. Kami's courage bought hope, but not victory. Goku is still injured. The allies are shaken. Piccolo stands renewed, mocking the world beneath him. And the battle has only become harder. Far from Piccolo's triumph, Goku's journey is still unfinished. Yajirobe carries him toward the possibility of recovery, complaining every step of the way, but still moving forward. That contradiction defines him now. He does not want to be a hero, yet he keeps doing the one thing a hero would do. He refuses to leave Goku behind. Strange disturbances begin to affect their path. Vehicles shudder. The air feels wrong. Something is shifting in the world, as if Piccolo's restored power has changed the pressure of reality itself. The heroes do not fully understand it yet, but the audience does. The Demon King has not merely survived, he has advanced. Kami's failed seal leaves behind more than defeat. It leaves a challenge. If ancient magic could not finish Piccolo, and ordinary martial artists cannot approach him, then Goku must become something more than he was when he fell. The next stage is no longer revenge alone. It is evolution. Goku has lost Kuririn, lost Kinton, lost the first battle, and watched the enemy grow stronger with every setback. But as long as he is breathing, Piccolo's victory is not complete. The Demon King has regained his youth. Now the world waits to see whether Goku can regain enough strength to face him.